Hey guys, Justin here with another pickups video, and I apologize for not having any kind of video footage at the beginning of the video. We did actually take the camera out with us garage sailing last weekend, but we only filmed a couple clips on Friday that didn't really turn out that well, and then we only ended up finding stuff at like probably 1 or 2 sales on Saturday, so there really wasn't a whole lot of video footage anyway. But in this video I will show you guys what we did pick up at the garage sales this last weekend, along with a Craigslist deal that I did and actually an eBay purchase that I wanted to show. And I'll go ahead and start out with the eBay purchase. I actually picked up a factory sealed Super Nintendo game, and I could not believe the price that I got this for. I don't think it's a rare game to find sealed, really. It must have been like a later release or something, but I think the game itself is actually kind of uncommon. I've never even owned it loose cartridge before, so I'll just go ahead and show it here. It's Space Invaders, and for the Super Nintendo, brand new, factory sealed. I do have it in a box protector as well. But yeah, I got this for under $6 shipped. And that was on an eBay auction. It just had like a stock photograph, but it was listed as brand new, and the description said, you know, brand new in the shrink wrap. So I figured I really couldn't go wrong. I ended up winning the auction for like $3, and then shipping was another $2 and some change. But it was under $6 total. So to go from not even having the cartridge to having it, you know, mint condition, complete in box, and factory sealed was awesome, especially for $6. It just goes to show that, you know, you can find some pretty good deals on eBay if you know what you're doing and you're just a little bit patient anyway. So keep searching out there. I'm going to move on next to the Craigslist deal that I did, actually with a lady that I've done a Craigslist deal with before. She's the one I picked up the factory sealed Pokemon Puzzle League from. I got a Super Mario RPG cartridge from her as well, and I think a Mega Man X cartridge. Those were in a video a while back, but she posted again on Craigslist, and she said she had a Fire Orange N64, just the console only, and she also had a Super Nintendo. She was asking $30 a piece on each of them. Really wasn't interested in the Super Nintendo. I was actually missing a controller and the AC adapter, so for $30 it really wasn't a good deal. But I did go ahead and pick up the Fire Orange N64 that she had. Again, just the console only, and I do have adapters to pair with this, but I am still looking for the Fire Orange controller to more or less complete this system. So if anyone out there has an orange controller for the N64 with a good joystick that you don't mind selling or trading, definitely let me know and we'll work something out. I'd really like to complete this, but I was pretty happy with this for $30. It's in pretty good shape. The only real flaw is it has a tiny crack on one of the front corners. It's actually on the inside of the system, so you can barely even tell it's there. Someone must have just hit that corner too hard or something. But other than that, it's in really nice shape, and I was pretty happy with it for $30. So if anyone has that controller, please let me know. Okay, so moving on to the garage sale stuff from this last weekend. We went out Friday morning, and there's actually 2 sales that had advertised games. They didn't say video games, they just said games, but we decided to make those 2 our first priority just in case. And unfortunately, neither of them had any video games. It was just like board games and stuff. But I ended up picking up like a bunch of CDs at the first sale, but there's nothing video game related. But eventually we made our way over to a sale that was run by a guy that I recognize. I see him out at the garage sales every weekend, so I figured he must have been like some kind of reseller, not necessarily a video game reseller, but just a reseller in general. And he was. The stuff at his sale was priced pretty high, but in the back of his garage I managed to dig out just about the crustiest looking Game Boy Advance SP I've ever seen. And I honestly don't even know what color this originally was, because someone took a green and a red marker and just scribbled all over this thing. Just everywhere. So it didn't have a price on it. I took it up to the guy. I asked how much he was selling it for, and that's when he told me that it was actually broken, and he had actually already taken it apart himself and tried to fix it. I think he said he tried to replace the screen or something like that. So at that point I didn't really want it anymore, because I didn't really have anything to do with it. But he said make him any offer, so I told him I'd take a chance on it for $1. And he sold it to me for $1. It also came with this case here, which I think is actually a DS case. But yeah, for $1, I figured, you know, even a broken SP probably goes for more than that. So I went ahead and grabbed that, and who knows? I haven't tested it myself yet. Maybe it actually works, but I doubt it. But again, it's only $1. And then we wound up at this other sale that was actually like in a cemetery. It was the sale wasn't actually in a cemetery, but like the house that was at the backyard was a cemetery. We had to park in the cemetery and like walk through it to get to the sale. But the only video game related thing they had was a gray NES Zapper. And the lady thought this was a curling iron and sold it to me for $1, which is pretty much what I wanted to pay for this anyway, so I guess it worked out. But that was all they had there. But for $1, NES Zapper. And so we stopped at a few more sales, didn't find anything, and eventually made our way back towards my house. We stopped at one last sale, and it actually ended up being like the biggest score of the day. When we pulled up, we saw some like Rock Band and Guitar Hero guitars sticking out of a box, so we figured they had some video games, and we walked up there, and in a box on the ground I found a stack of PlayStation 3 games. Now I think there's 6 games here, 3 of them are like decent titles, and then 3 of them I didn't really care for, but I took the whole stack up to the lady that was having the sale, and I asked her how much she was selling the games for. She told me 10 cents a piece. And at first I thought she said $10, but no, it was 10 cents a piece. So I ended up picking up this stack of games here for 60 cents. Actually, she had a bunch of DVDs she was selling for 10 cents a piece too, and my cousin was with me and Ryan was with me. They ended up picking up a bunch of DVDs for 10 cents. We got so much stuff for like under $2 at the sale. But anyway, I'll show you the 3 decent titles first. We got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, a Greatest Hits Call of Duty 4, and a Greatest Hits Grand Theft Auto 4. And then the 3 that I didn't really care for, but for 10 cents wasn't going to pass up, were the Beatles Rock Band, pretty beat up case on that one, Guitar Hero 5, and then Rock Band. And actually I didn't even end up grabbing those guitars from this lady. I kind of even forgot that I saw them after she said 10 cents a piece on the game. I mean, I didn't really want the guitars anyway, but 60 cents for that stack of games there. That was probably the best score of the day. And that's all we got for Friday at the garage sales, but we did go out again on Saturday morning. There was one sale that was starting at 8 o'clock that advertised video games. So we went there first, got there pretty early, probably about 7:30, maybe a little bit before, hoping that they would already be open and we could kind of just, you know, get in and get out and move on kind of thing. But unfortunately, the sale didn't end up opening until like right before 8, and we waited there for it. And when we walked up there, we were pretty disappointed. I mean, the lady did have some video games for sale, but she didn't have like any systems or anything, and the games she had were just like assorted sports games for various systems. She had a couple Tiger Woods GameCube games, some PS2 sports games, and the only one I was even really interested in was she had a Gran Turismo 5, I think, for the PS3. And then I looked at the bottom of the disc, and there was just a huge gouge out of the bottom of the disc. So pretty much just walked away. She was asking $5 a game anyway, so there was really nothing there that was worth picking up. But so we left there and we made our way over to another sale. It was a guy that was actually selling some game stuff. He had a PS2 Slim system and game bundle and an original Xbox system and game bundle. He was asking $40 a piece on them though. Really wasn't interested in the Xbox lot. All the games that came with it were sports games. There was like 5 sports games. The PS2 had a bunch of sports games with it too. There's like 2 decent titles, but I asked him if he was firm on the $40, and he said he was negotiable, so I offered him $25 for the PS2 bundle, and he accepted that right away. So I'll show you guys what we got for $25. A black PS2 Slim. It's actually got 2 first-party memory cards in it, so that was cool. It's got 2 controllers. Here's a regular black one here, and this other one was kind of cool. It's actually a Detroit Pistons controller. I've never seen these before. I did a little bit of research. I guess they made them for like every team. But it's cool. I used to be a Pistons fan, so that was cool to get. And it also had the adapters with it. Power adapter. Actually, 2 different power adapters. It came with one, like a PS1 power adapter, and then the PS2 Slim one, and the AV cord, which has a bunch of tape on it. But I've got tons of extra of these, so it's not a big deal. And then the stack of games that it came with. The 2 decent ones were Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories Complete, and I think I did a little bit of research on this one. From what I know, this is like a smaller kind of like side game. Like, it's not as big as San Andreas or even Vice City. I don't think. It was just kind of like a smaller side game, but I think Ryan wants to hang on to this. I'm kind of curious to try it out too, actually, so we'll try that one out. Time Splitters 2 was the other decent title, Complete. And then the rest of these are just sports games, I believe. NBA 2K7, NBA Live 2005, NBA Live 2003, Street Hoops, Madden 2003, and a absolutely destroyed Greatest Hits Hot Shot Golf. But again, for $25, the system alone was what covered that price, so the rest of the stuff was basically free. Kind of excited to try out that Grand Theft Auto as well. We actually did find one other thing on Saturday at a sale back towards my house. I got Green Day Rock Band for the Wii. I was never really into Rock Band. I used to be really good at Guitar Hero. I'm really obsessed with Guitar Hero, but I never really got into Rock Band. I just didn't really like the feel of it, I guess. But I've always loved Green Day, so I figured, you know, as long as I can use the Guitar Hero guitars to play this, I'll probably try this out and see what I think about this. But that was $2, so they had a couple other games at that sale too, but it was nothing that was worth the price they were asking. So $2 for that. And that's all we found for the garage sales this weekend. So, I mean, it definitely wasn't a phenomenal weekend, but we definitely didn't strike out either. And we're pretty excited to go out again next weekend because there's actually a town about 15 or 20 minutes away, I think, that's having like a big town-wide garage sale, like tons and tons of sales. We went to it last year. We did a video for it last year, and we did pretty good there last year. It wasn't like, for how many sales we stopped at, probably 40 or 50 sales. We didn't find a ton of stuff, but we definitely did okay. It was definitely worth going. So I think we're going to do that again this year. Pretty excited for that. So that will probably be the next video we post, assuming we have some luck up there. So thanks for sticking around and checking out this video. And until next time, take care.